Standing on this corner in Roseland, we've been stopped 3 times by people asking, has something bad happened again? They don't get used to it. The people here paid the ultimate price, the victims, the family members, but there's also a dollar cost to the violence that we all pay. I'm Robin Robinson. One of the alleged gunmen in the Park shooting had gone through the program, which raised questions from a lot of people, including police, about just how effective it is. An Indiana man adding to the definition of family. He already had 4 children when tragedy struck his family, and 5 other children moved in with him. Good evening, I'm Robin Robinson. The statistics show that Chicago has been making progress in reducing violent crime, but after what happened last night, it sure doesn't feel like it. It's clear gun violence continues to have our city at the tipping point. The police radio communications from Cornell Square Park gave a dramatic inside look into the chaos cops and fire crews faced as they tried to respond to the shooting. He made a fortune and a difference showing the advertising world how to sell to African Americans. Now he's got a new pitch. When Tom Burrell launched his advertising empire in the late 60s, he pioneered the idea that black people are different. They're not just dark-skinned white people. So Burrell says until you stop buying and certainly stop self-inflicting those negative images, that nothing else is going to work. And that's a tall order. In fact, Bobby says that all the other programs that are attempted to help black people lift themselves up are seen as another way of proving their inferiority. Oh, you need our help. So it's pretty controversial. The issues are very complex. The challenge is great. We've talked about all of this way too often before. The violence exploding across the part of the city where I am right now, in the Inglewood neighborhood and on the west side and in Lawndale, particularly violent. The victims have ranged from young children to a 72-year-old woman. They don't have much faith in the idea that more policing is going to be the answer. They don't seem to have much faith in the police. They say it is not a police problem, it is a social problem, and that there needs to be jobs, there needs to be counseling, there needs to be something for these young people to do in the summertime. The University of Chicago professor who co-authored the best-selling book Freakonomics is a pretty smart guy. So he tackled a tough question. Does locking more and more criminals up in prison actually lower crime? His research suggests that it does reduce crime, but even he says it's not the only solution, not even the best one. If it was, it probably would have worked by now. America has the highest number of people behind bars in the world, and adjusted for population, the highest incarceration rate. Running jails is expensive. The Cook County Jail is spending $143 on each inmate each day. With 10,000 inmates, that's more than $1.4 million every day. So the jail looks for efficiencies, like putting more and more inmates into smaller and smaller spaces. But even the county sheriff, the man in charge of the jail, questions whether we are getting our money's worth. Here's Larry Yellen inside the jail. Thanks, Larry. And experts say one of the best ways to keep Cook County Jail and prisons bursting at the seams is to send young people who get in trouble with the law to places like this, a juvenile detention center. Once a kid gets locked up, they enter a system that they often find it very hard to exit from. That's true despite major reforms here at this once notorious facility.
I'm in this atmosphere that I never thought I'd see myself in.
We have accused murderers. We have accused rapists.
You have to also look at the kids themselves as victims.
This is a place for no one to spend their time, not even a second.
But any kid accused of a serious crime in Cook County is almost sure to set foot in here. A place that used to be so bad that a federal judge appointed an outsider to run it 6 years ago as the result of a lawsuit.
That it was as if I'd walked into the gates of hell.
And I'm Robin Robinson. Chances are your kids brought home a bag full of candy and shoes full of mud. You can thank this ugly weather we got. Some computers have problems with the virus. Maybe the mouse doesn't work, but some computers smell like the cat's been tinkling on the keyboard. Dell has put out an official alert that it's going to fix laptops that have that smell. Several customers have been complaining for months that for some reason the Latitude laptop smells like a litter box. Dell says the issue is apparently something in the material of the computer's palm rest. It is not dangerous. Dell's offering to replace any affected parts for free. I guess so.
Not dangerous, but it stinks. Yeah. Candy is big business in Chicago, but it could be bigger. Up next, what Senator Mark Kirk wants to do that could create thousands of sweet jobs in the local chocolate industry.
And a new law in New York City bans the sale of cigarettes to anyone under 21. Anti-smoking advocates say great, but opponents say it is government gone wild.
Scaring the heck out of some of the shoppers. Make sure to catch the entire episode of Scary Staley and More Inside the Bears tomorrow night, 9:30, right here on Fox 32. Jeff and Robin, back to you.
You scared a baby?
All right, that's not nice.
No, that's
Yeah, the man in a bear suit.
all right.
Good.
Good
Thank
stuff.
you. Thank you for joining us tonight at 9. Happy Halloween.
Be sure to wake up with Good Day Chicago tomorrow morning starting at 4:30.
Good night.
When he called me, I was frantic too. I'm still kind of shaking, but it's thank God that he's alive.
Everybody's shaken, but looking ahead, that brings us to the question of security. Lisa Chavarria here now with how the shooting might impact security operations at airports around the country.
But he expects at this point there will not be any major changes just yet, Robin.
And in advance of the busy holiday travel season. So he didn't go through security like the gun get through x-ray. He burst through, right?
Right. That is what witnesses are saying happened. But there is concern, and it's been talked about throughout the media throughout the entire day, as to whether or not there should be armed guards that are standing there at the TSA checkpoint.
Wow.
That's the big question.
Scary situation. Thanks so much, Lisa Chavarria. Weather-wise, we must be all clean. The showering should be done. Chief Meteorologist Bill Bellis joins us with a first look at the forecast. Bill, this weekend it's time to fall back with our clocks. Get an extra hour of sleep, right? We all love that. But getting your body's rhythm back on track can spell trouble when it comes to our health. Here's Fox 32's Amra Walker. Amra. The Bears facing off against the rival Packers. Why Mark Trestman says this game is not any more important than the rest, even with the division title on the line. Maybe chilly, but it's the weekend, baby, so enjoy it. And there's still news going on. Be sure to catch Fox 32 News at 9 tomorrow and Sunday night.
And coming up next, Inside the Bears special with an all-star list of players, including Jay Cutler, Matt Forte, and Charles Tillman. Have a good night.
Good night.